I address issues that need to be addressed. If there's not an issue that needs to be addressed, then obviously I'm not going to address that issue.
Do you consider that to be an issue that you need to address?
I don't think it's an issue that I need to address. Again, you get one side. You get one side of the story. You don't know the whole side of the story.
I know the whole side of the story. I've seen unedited video. I've seen the entire thing.
That's your prerogative, and that's your opinion. And
so you don't. Just to clarify, you don't think there's an issue with your officers unholstering their handguns and threatening a citizen who is doing nothing but having a holstered handgun, and that's it?
Once again, I'll say it again. I am not talking about a specific incident with regard.
I'm not either. I'm talking about general policy. I'm telling
you, general policy. Texas is an open carry state. Provided that you have a license to carry a handgun and you're not committing any criminal activity, you don't have anything to worry about.
Well, apparently we do. That's my concern. That's why we're getting involved. Because
that's your opinion, and you're entitled to your opinion, sir.
Well, I find it very disconcerting that the chief doesn't care that his officers are literally unholstering their handguns without a perceived threat. I mean, that boggles my mind that you don't think that's a problem.
Okay, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, and again, you're entitled to your opinion. I respect your opinion. Everybody has an opinion.
Okay, so if I come to Olmos Park and I'm open carrying a handgun or a rifle, am I going to be shot dead?
I'm not even going to entertain that question, sir. That's not even a reasonable question.
It is a reasonable question. If your officers are pulling guns on people who are open carrying, that's a very reasonable question. Am I going to be forced on my face if I open carry there at gunpoint?
I'm not even going to respond to that question, sir. That's a very unreasonable question. Yeah.
Well, in light of what's actually happening, Chief.
How in the hell is that unreasonable? Have multiple cases on video where you can clearly see that they're forcing people onto the ground, when you can see that they're, like, you know, dropping people's heads on concrete like a honey baked ham. I mean, that didn't sound pleasant. I mean, when CJ's head hit the asphalt, I heard that meaty thump that you can only hear when you punch somebody square in the face. Like, wow. No, that's not unreasonable, you pig. That's logical. This is what you're in charge of the pig pen. You know, your barnyard animals are breaking through the fence and they're rooting through the vegetables and they're like damaging property. You need to do something about your unchecked animals.
Chief, it's not unreasonable at all. I mean, I do plan to come there, and I'm afraid that you guys are going to threaten me and put me on my face at gunpoint for doing nothing more than exercise.
No. They didn't put him on his face. They put him on the back of his head on the pavement with a lot of force. Thank you, Taser.
In my rights, and you just said it's lawful in Texas. So why are officers unholstering guns when people do it? Do you unholster guns when people eat an ice cream cone? That's legal.
Well, let me give you an example, if you permit me here, unrelated to a handgun.
Sure.
Drinking alcohol in Texas is legal, would you say, provided that you meet the age requirement?
That's correct.
Right?
That's correct.
We're in agreement there.
Absolutely.
And we're in agreement that if you reach a certain level of intoxication and you're driving a motor vehicle in Texas, that would be illegal, correct?
That's illegal.
Okay. Same principle here. Again, that's why I told you. We're aware of the open carry in Texas, and we're aware that it's legal, provided that you have a license to carry a handgun and you're not committing any other criminal activity. You don't have a problem. We have San Antonio is a population of over 1 million point something people in San Antonio, and we don't have a problem with the majority of the people that come through with an open carry or concealed carry with a rifle or a shotgun. We just don't have that problem.
Wrong! Yeah, okay. As is, there is tons of video footage at this point that has been recorded. Only a part of it, a portion of it, has been released. As is, there's a bunch of unshown footage of them overreacting over someone walking with an open carrying with either a handgun or a rifle, and if I showed up, I would be doing a sword and rifle just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, I have something to say here. My eye's twitching. I just got to get this off my chest. Here's the thing, right? The way that these cops think is like the same mentality of a date rapist. It's like, okay, Lady Liberty is being bent over and given the high hard one without consent right now. Like, she's being just straight plowed, like gang plowed. And it's like a rapist saying, hey, you know, I just took her up to the room and gave her a roofie and, you know, viciously raped her, but I don't have a problem with consent. Just wow.
Yeah.
I guess I disagree because I wouldn't be calling you if there wasn't one. But let me go back to your drinking analogy. If someone is sitting at the Olive Garden just drinking a beer and no signs of intoxication, are you going to arrest them?
Well, obviously, I mean, if there's nothing going on there for us to address, then no. Why on earth would we do that? I mean, there's many places here, but it's
legal, right?
In almost parks, yeah, it's legal to consume alcohol. Yes.
Okay.
That's why I came out and I said it first.
And it's legal to open carry as well, but yet for open carry, you guys are showing up in force, and for drinking, you're not. So I'm trying to figure out why one legal activity is.
I never said that we're not showing up for the people. I'll give you an example. Provided, I mean, we know that it's legal, but there's always restrictions and parameters on anything. Would you agree?
Well, yeah. So what are the parameters that were violated? I get what parameters would I have to violate in order to have police pull up on me with their guns unholstered?
No, it's not nothing to do with it. I'm simply saying you're talking about open carry in Texas. There's certain places that you cannot open carry. Would you agree with it?
Okay, I'm
certain places that you can go to with open carry.
Okay, I'm talking about lawful. I'm not talking about going into school zones or. I'm talking about me just walking down the road, minding my own business, not going through school zones, not in a bar, not where I'm not allowed to be. I'm talking about just plain old exercising my rights peacefully, smiling, waving at people, holding a sign maybe.
I've already answered that question. Texas is an open carry state. You can legally carry a handgun in Texas, provided you have a handgun license to do so, and you're not committing any criminal activity.
Okay. So is it your policy to stop people to check their licenses?
That just depends on the circumstances that surround that. It's hard for me to tell you in a hypothetical situation.
No, it's not a hypothetical.
General, does this happen? Yes, it is a hypothetical.
No.
There's plenty of variables in between there that you may be unaware of.
Okay, I can't believe I have to dumb this down this way. I'm talking generally nothing else. There's no other variables, but a person open carrying. Is it your policy to stop and identify that person and check their license? There doesn't have to be.
You're asking me a hypothetical situation.
Oh my gosh!